Hey team, Doug with Machinery Partner. Today we're going to be talking about the RubbleCrusher RCS48T. This is a small, tracked, mobile, three-way screener. This machine is perfect for somebody that's looking to screen medium amounts of material. Maybe you're going through topsoil, maybe you're sorting out recycled concrete, maybe you're sorting out recycled aggregates such as asphalt. You don't want to get this machine if you're looking to clean or sort a bunch of wet, sticky material or large, heavy rocks. What I want to get into is the basics of operation and what your machine has to offer. So, when we're looking at starting this machine up, you'll have to come to the rear of the machine, to the access panel. You'll open this up and it gives you access to your HMI or human machine interface. This is where you'll do all of your operations. With our hood open, you can see we have a Cat C 1.1 engine sitting off on the right hand side. In the middle we've got our pump train, we've got our main function pump, our service pump, and our auxiliary pump all trained together up against the engine. Off our left side here we have our HMI we've talked about a little bit, and behind we've got our hydraulic tank. At our hydraulic tank you've got easy access to your return filter, access to your fill port. On our engine you've got access to all your filters and oil check right here. If we look over, we've also got our battery down in front, our radiator off to the right, and then we've got our solenoid valves and distribution valves down and throughout the front of this machine. Everything is very easy to access and work on. We move over to the left side, you'll notice the HMI with our screen. I'll go ahead and turn the key to power that up now. You can see that it's going through its startup sequence. You don't want to try to start the machine until it's to this screen. Once you're here, you're good to go. Down below this orange box is our Hectronic box. What is that for? That's for our wireless remote. This machine can be operated from the screen or from your wireless remote. And if you need to just track the machine, it also comes with a wired remote. The wired remote can be plugged in just on the side right here. Coming back over to the left side of the machine, at the bottom you can see we have a hand control for throttle. This has two positions. When you start the machine, you want to have it in low idle. And when you go to track the machine or function the machine, you want to go ahead and flick that all the way over to my left hand side to give full throttle. So for right now I'm going to put it back over to idle. At the far side you'll see we have an e-stop. This is to be used in case of an emergency, not for standard shutdown protocol. Just below it we have a dead man plug, which is where we'll plug in our remote control if we're going to track with a wired remote. However, this also doubles as a dead man, so if you remove this switch, everything will shut off, the machine will not power up. So if you track this over to a job site in the middle of somewhere that you're not feeling too secure, go ahead and pop this sucker out, take it home with you. Make sure you bring it back the next day. Down below, you have your oil cooler, which is plumbed in. This one is removed from its mounting right now, just so we can open this all up for easy access and easy sight. When we reinstall this, there will just be a small side cover that goes on and holds everything in place. On your human machine interface HMI control panel, we'll refer to it as the control panel from here on forward. You'll notice you have a screen with several buttons to navigate and select. On the bottom left you have a key. This one on the left side is to select your wired remote, your control panel, or your wireless remote. So when you want to use one of those two remotes, all you have to do is turn the key over to that and it'll be ready to go. I'll return it to center for the control panel. On the right hand side you can see you have your ignition key. The ignition key will have three different positions. You'll have off, you'll have on for the screen. Once the screen turns on and you're ready to start, you'll grab and turn the key all the way to the bottom. There is a 10-second delay for the machine to start once you're at the bottom. When your machine is on and it's running, this is the screen you will get. So you can use the 4 select buttons here to select any of these options. On the left hand side If you select that, you will get all of your options for your functions. You can see the components that will be engaged when you select the correlating button. And on the left side, the A with circles, this is your auto start. You'll press and hold this button. You'll see the circles turn green. You'll hear an audible chime, and your machine will go into functioning. If you are going into maintenance and you want to check belts, shaker deck, and so on, you can individually select these components to turn on without turning everything on. You can run these components at low idle. Again, this is just for inspecting and maintenance. If we go back to the home page, the next button will be for your maintenance, any alarms and information. Feel free to go through here and check out your machine information, check your codes, let us know what's going on. We'll walk you through how to access all this, and you'll use your center keys to scroll through these options. We go back to home. The far right side, you can see it looks like valve handles. You select that. That will give you hydraulic power to unfold your machine. You deselect it, it goes back to 0. Where we're at now is on the left side of the machine. You can see we have a stack of 3 valve handles. Each one of these handles will operate one of your conveyors to fold or unfold. The conveyors fold up on the side, and the front conveyor folds up and over for easy transport. So what you'll do is you will go to your screen, you will select the valve handle selection on the far right hand side, then you will come over here and slowly fold your conveyors out. These do move in full throw, but I recommend when you unfold, you feather them out to make sure the cylinders are fully charged and nothing comes falling down. With this machine being small and compact, all of your conveyors will fold up for easy storage and easy transportation. So, as you can see on the front conveyor section, you have a dog bone and hanger assembly that will allow free movement for this conveyor to fold all the way up and tuck in. So, when we're thinking about unfolding, when we're thinking about storing, there's a couple checks you need to do. It's very important to check that no rocks or material are stuck within this dog bone or this hanger that are going to cause the machine to bind up when you're trying to fold. It's also important to make sure that your rubber bushings, rubber bumpers, are present before you store this. You should always have these here to prevent damage to your screen deck. When your machine is on site and you're ready to unfold, it's important that you remove all the retaining pins so that everything can come out freely and you won't bend anything. Let me show you where those are at. On your fines conveyor that comes off the side here, the pin will be located in this bracket. You can see it's a large pin with a spring clip and a chain. Once you remove this and you fold your fines conveyor out, I recommend you take the pin and reinstall it back in the hole. That way, nothing gets lost. On the opposite side of the machine, for your product size, so that'll be your middle deck, that conveyor also has a pin. Make sure you remove it before you unfold. And as always, when you go to fold back up, make sure you pull those pins out before you fold up all the way. Now we've moved up to the front right of the machine. So when we're talking about folding and unfolding, here's the pin in this position that you need to pull out before you unfold, and you need to remove before you try to fold. When we're looking at our RCS48T, you might wonder, where are the springs for the shaker deck? Well, RubbleCrusher has went ahead and used Rasta style shakers. You can see them mounted in all the corners of the shaker deck to the chassis. These are mechanical shakers that have bushings inside that allow the deck to shake without being free of being statically mounted. So when you're moving, when you're loading and unloading, if you bump this with your excavator, chances are with your Rastas, you're not going to have any problems. So that is the plus side of having Rastas. They also allow free movement, and they allow your screener to work very effectively with having static mount. If we look towards the rear of the machine, you'll notice 4 bolts coming through brackets, and you'll notice little bars with retainers on them. These bars hook into the back of your screens and pull them tight. So when we talk about daily maintenance on this machine, things that you need to check are these 4 bolts. When you check these 4 bolts, you want to make sure that there's adequate tension so these bars will not slide in or out. If those bars start to slide one side to the other, I recommend you loosen them up, recenter your bar, and tension them down. Here we are on the left-hand side of the machine again, and you'll notice a hydraulic pump going into a housing. This hydraulic pump is a direct mount drive that shakes your deck. And the way it does that, it mounts to 2 flywheels. The flywheels are on either side of the machine, connected by a shaft. So your motor mounts to that shaft and spins. The flywheels have counterweights that then throw around, offsetting the center of balance and shaking your deck. So if you ever have an issue with your deck shaking, always first check your rastas, ensure there's no rocks jammed in them, and then you can come here and ensure everything is good. Daily maintenance on these, you need to ensure that they are greased with EP2 grease. Refer to the manual for your maintenance schedule. Here we are at the front of our screener. So if you look up here, you'll see your top screen deck. This is where the magic starts to happen. You'll load your material in the back using a mini excavator. When the material is loaded in, it will then slide down your top screen, being shaken up, broken up, and sorted as it makes its way down. You'll notice, as always, the top screen will be larger than your bottom screen. The top screen will get any oversized material and bring it to your front belt. Your front belt will stockpile your oversize off the front of the machine. Your second deck will bring your product or your ideal material out, and it will come off this side conveyor to be stockpiled. All of your fines will fall through both screen decks onto the underbelly belt. That belt will bring your fines back up to the rear of the machine and shoot out the rear side conveyor to be stockpiled for use later. If you look up top, you'll notice a thick rubber mat. This rubber mat helps bring your material down to an even level so that your material comes out and has time to process. If you notice this mat is torn, missing, or damaged, give us a call, see if we can get you a new part coming so you can ensure your machine is ready to go. You'll notice on your RubbleCrusher that each conveyor has rubber sills mounted on the sides and fronts. These sills are important for the longevity of your machine and your belts. So, how do we make sure they're working right? You'll notice these bolts coming in and up along the belts with a metal strap, and your rubber will be mounted and squashed in between. The rubber portion is considered your sills. The sills need to be making contact to your belt at all times to prevent material intrusion into your rollers. How do we make sure that they're touching? You can easily loosen up these bolts when your sills start to wear and scoot them down. It's important to know that your sills are made out of a lighter material than your belt, so they will never damage your belt. If you smell any sort of rubber burning or hot rubber, it's probably time to adjust your sills or bring them up a little bit because they might be set too deep. So here we are on the right side of the machine. You'll notice you have your fuel fill with a locking fuel cap, and in front of that you'll have your machine data tag. When you get your machine, make sure you take a picture and you record the serial number and model of your machine. That way, if you need help later, you can give us a call and have that information on hand. When we're talking about our Rasta shakers, it's also very important that you inspect the mounting hardware daily to ensure that nothing is coming loose and everything is mounted solid. This machine will be very violent when it is shaking to clean your material. So, take your time and inspect your machine. When you're done operating your machine for the day, it's important to clean it off. I recommend having a leaf blower, a brush, a broom, something to clean any material that can be stuck all over the machine after a full day's work. One of the important places to check is down inside where your side conveyors are. Sometimes with larger material, you can have what's called rollback. Your material will roll down the belt, and when that happens, it can cause the material to go inside the belt and jam inside rollers. RubbleCrusher has designed an easy hinged end cover for your tail pulley on your side conveyors. All you need to do to inspect is take a flashlight and look inside the grooves, or you can remove each side bolt, there's 2 in total, and flip this up for quick and easy inspection. So here we are at the back of the machine on the right hand side. What you'll notice is another e-stop, only to be used in case of an emergency. Down below it, you have your battery disconnect. This battery disconnect will kill any power coming from the battery and prevent your machine from dying overnight. These machines are very smart and they think all the time, so ensure that when you're done, you give your machine some time off. If this didn't make sense or you have more questions, don't hesitate to give us a call at Machinery Partner Support, and we'll be right here to help you.